Hi, my name is Brian, and today we're going to go over the scapular adduction and elevation. So we're going to start the scapular elevation, which is your patient laying down in supine. You're going to palpate the upper trapezius, ask him to do a shoulder shrug or bring his shoulders up towards his head. So when he does that, I'm going to be palpating the upper trapezius right here. And for a greater trace, he would move, and I'd feel a contraction up here in the trapezius. For a grade of 2, you'd be able to do the full motion without any pressure given by me. So if you can, do a shoulder shrug for me, all the way up. Very good. Make sure he's at his end field, total range of motion, and back down. For a grade of 2+, I would give fingertip resistance to the upper trapezius, and I'd ask him to do a shoulder shrug while I give some resistance. He's going up through the full range of motion with the pressure, and he went to the end range motion. So now for a grade of 3, we go to the anti-gravity position, which is having him sitting down. I'm going to stand behind him, and what I'm going to ask him to do is do a shoulder shrug for the full range of motion and back down. Now for a grade of 3+, I'm going to apply fingertip pressure to upper trapezius, ask him to do his shoulder shrug again. And he went to the full range of motion with that pressure. And then for 4 or 5, I'm going to give maximum resistance, ask him to do a shoulder shrug while I'm pushing down. Yeah. And good. He went to the full range of motion for 4 or 5. So that's scapular elevation. Now we're going to go for MMT scapular adduction. I'm going to ask Mike to lay down on his belly on the mat. I'm going to have his arms hanging out his sides. And I'm going to palpate in between the spinous processes and the vertebral body of the scapula, and I'm going to ask him to bring his shoulder blades together in a motion like this. And I'm going to feel for a trace of the muscle, like a trace contraction of the muscle. So this is how I find the trace. He wouldn't be able to move at all, but I'd feel the contraction of the muscle. So then I'd ask him to sit up, again back in the chair. And I would make a frictionless surface on the mat. I'd ask him to put his arms out on the mat. And I'd ask him to bring his shoulder blades behind him and back together. So, Mike, can you do that for me? Good. And that's 2. He went through the full range of motion. Do it again. He went through the full range of motion, and his shoulder blades are back together. So now what I want to do for a 2+ is give fingertip resistance. If I was testing the left, I'd hold the right and go to the vertebral border of the scapula, give fingertip resistance in a motion going towards his arm, and I'd ask him to move his left back towards his right shoulder. Good. Make sure he went through the whole range of motion. And that's a 2+. For our anti-gravity, I'd have him lay on his stomach again. If I was still testing the left side, I'd ask him to bring his left shoulder up towards his right shoulder. Squeeze that together. Good. Back. Good. And now I would hold his right shoulder, give fingertip resistance for a grade of 3+ against, very similar to the way I did it in gravity minimized. So go ahead. And do full range of motion. Good. And then I would give maximal resistance for grade 4 and 5. I'd ask him to go through the whole motion again. And good. I would test the other side, figure out which one was a 4 and which one was a 5, and that's scapular adduction.